Hi guys, it's Emily here from Yellow Tuxedo. I hope you're well. The sun is shining, I'm feeling great, and I'm looking forward to showing you yet another how-to all about your digital visibility this week. And this week we're talking about all about Google Analytics. As always, if you like what you see, please do feel free to give a little like or a comment. That's always appreciated. And do be sure to subscribe with the bell below to make sure you're staying up to date with all of our weekly how-tos and guides all about digital visibility and online presence. So Google Analytics, why am I talking about it this week? Well, it's been really clear from lots of the conversations I've been having with our clients and people we just talk about in the wider network that so many of you have Google Analytics and you're not checking your stats, guys. You're not checking them, whether it's because you're a fear of what you're going to see, I don't know, or the fact you just don't understand the figures. It's so imperative that you start checking your Google Analytics so you can start to see exactly what your web traffic's doing. It's a free tool by Google and they're giving you that information at your fingertips, yet you're not using it to its full advantage. So I thought today I'd put together a little quick guide to Google Analytics if you're just getting started. By no means is this a complete exhaustive list of the things you could be checking out. I could be here for hours and hours and hours. I love Google Analytics. There's so much information there, but I thought, if I could give you just a few things you can start looking at today to get started, I can guarantee you'll be as obsessed as I am at the end of it. So what we're going to do, we're going to have a little walk around of Bailey Belton's, our sister company, to have a look at their figures and just to show you some of the key things and some of the places these things are situated on the platform itself. So you can start to go and have an explore and a play to see what else is going on there, and guaranteed you'll want to find out more afterwards. Okay, so I'm logged in on Bailey Belton's analytics right now, and I swear, guys, if you don't look at anything more on this platform at all, and you only look at these top 4 numbers here, then that's better than doing nothing at all. So up here, we have our users, we have our sessions, we have our bounce rate and our session duration. And this is over a 7-day period. So things to take note of, just as a quick fire guide, again, this is not going to be a complete in-depth guide of what Google Analytics are doing for you right now, but this is for you to start thinking, start exploring, so you can deep dive a bit later on. So the users are the amount of people that come and hit your website, obviously. But the thing we want to be looking at on these numbers is your bounce rate. Now, at this point in time, we're on lockdown. Things are very different for our business right now. Our bounce rate is extremely high, but this is to be expected. We would hope that our bounce rate would be on a regular basis under the 50% mark, hopefully. It's imperative that you start looking at your Google Analytics, because if we were to just look at this once in a blue moon and you were to see this at being 75%, you might panic and think there's something wrong. Actually looking at this on a regular basis and looking with regular views, weekly, monthly, quarterly, it doesn't matter. Keep checking that number to see what it's doing. If it's consistently high, there may be something fundamentally going on with your website. It might be that your page speed's too slow. It might be that your messaging on your homepage isn't quite right. It's not resonating with your audience. It might be that you've got some really chunky videos and images there that are slowing you down. That kind of stuff we will want to check out. So keep an eye on your bounce rate. And the same thing goes for your session duration. Looking at your session duration, how much time people are spending on your platform and basically enjoying and digesting your information on your platform. So keep an eye on that. As we scroll down, we got all of this other really cool data. We've got the pages that your users have been visiting, what's been trending, what devices they're looking at. As you can see down here, we've got mobile view, desktop view, and tablet view. We have a very high amount of people using the mobile view to check out our website. If your website is not optimized for mobile view, you're missing a trick right now. So checking out what devices people are mainly using to access your content is really key. If you're finding that lots of people are using mobile and your website isn't optimized, then you really need to go and do some work with your web designer or yourself to make sure that you are optimizing your site for mobile. We can also see how the users and their attention over a period of times. That's really interesting. So if we head over to audience, down here we have the ability to really start to look at what our audience is, who they are. We can look at their interests. We can look at where they are in the world. We can look at their demographics. We can really start to see exactly who the people who are hitting our websites are. If we head down to behavior, you can see who's new versus returning, what kind of engagement we're getting, how long they're being retained on the site, all that kind of stuff. So it's really interesting information about your users. With this in mind, we really want to start getting to know who it is that's landing on our websites, because ultimately, if they're not the people that you are trying to attract right now, there might be something that we could be doing to tweak either your marketing or the messaging on your website, that kind of stuff. So it's just good to know that we're getting a bit of a sense check of who it is that's looking at our content. Here on the acquisition tab is also a really fun thing to be looking at. So if we head on the overview, here we can start to see what's coming from organic, what's coming from direct, social media, and referrals as well. Obviously, with Yellow Tuxedo, we have a massive emphasis on bringing organic traffic to your website and making sure that our messaging across all of our online stuff is resonating with it to make people want to come and find you and search for you on Google. And everything we do is about optimizing your content and really helping with that organic search. So understandably, at the moment, our top search for baby bell temps is organic, which is great. The next thing will be direct search. So this is people actually typing in your brand name into the search bar directly to come and back to your website. Then we have socials, and we can see exactly what social media is doing for us, if it's bringing people this week. Again, at the moment, due to lockdown, our social media is a bit slower at the moment with Baby Bell Tents because we're not actually functioning as a business at this point in time. And then referrals, we have anyone who's got backlinks back to you. You might be on directories, that kind of stuff. Referrals back to your website from other people. From the overview tab, if you hit source medium, what this will also do is really go into further depth about where that traffic is coming from, the exact platforms they have come from. So wonderfully, Google was at the very top, which is great. We have Bing there, we've got Facebook, we've got YouTube, we've got Yahoo, we've got Bead Kids, which was a referral site, which is great. Why this is key is because you could then start to see what's resonating best with your audience. And obviously, if you're getting traffic coming from Facebook consistently or YouTube consistently, then that's a good place that you can start putting more effort to, because obviously that's working for you. Down here on the behavior tab on the left-hand side, again, we have the overview, which there's a broad spectrum of how things are doing, what things are happening, what pages people are landing on, that kind of thing, which is amazing. We have your site content, and you can start to see exactly what pages are doing and performing well. Why that's important to do, again, working out what is your core messages at the moment and what you want people to be landing on, resonating with exactly what people are landing on. You might find that actually some of your best blogs are up there, and those are the ones you can be resharing again and repurposing. You'll also see things that aren't doing so well, and you can take that judgment call as to whether you should be keeping that content on your website or whether you pull it and just save a page on your website. You can see landing pages where people have come into your ecosystem. At the moment, again, we're getting quite a lot of information about garden glamping and kids' birthday parties and stuff, more so than our traditional wedding stuff. We do a lot of big, large-scale weddings and events, but at the moment, due to the situation and the climate, we're finding a lot more of our stuff is coming from garden glamping, which is great. How people are putting their own tents up, how to install their own website. So this is exactly how we expect it to be. But the point is, you can really start to see where that traffic is coming in and why they're coming to you. You can also see exit pages where they have left your website. The next tab I would really encourage you, even if you don't look at anything else apart from those 4 numbers at the very top of the page, is your site speed. Site speed is a massive ranking factor when it comes to SEO for your website. And if you have a slow website, and we've said this time and time again, if your website is slow, you're going to get penalized. Slow websites could be because you have big plugins that are conflicting. It could be that you've got big image files or big video files on your homepage that are taking a long time to load. It might be, there's a number of reasons why you could have a slow website, but it's worth checking out to see what your page speed is doing and making sure that you can get your website as quick as you can. Using the Google page speed, site speed tab is a really quick way of working out whereabouts you're kind of sitting right now with your page speed. If you head over to behavior flow as well, what you also get is a really good flow diagram of that behavior and how people are moving across your site. These are things you can look a bit more next level. You can really start to see that customer journey going through where they start and where they exit and what pages they're visiting. So really keep an eye on that as well, because it's a good way, if you're not getting that flow through your website, of perhaps you putting some more call to actions in, guiding your visitors through the journey of your website to get them where they need to be. And then the last thing I want to touch on today, because again, I could talk for hours about all the things you can find out about Google Analytics, not Google My Business, sorry, is if you hit onto the customization tab, and dashboards, we have all of this information that we can be playing with. Sometimes it's relevant, sometimes it may not be to your business. And rather than having to scroll through everything, what you can do is hit over here onto custom reports and dashboards. You can create your very own dashboards that sit on the very top of your website. You can do a blank canvas where you can completely design it yourself, or you can use one of their pre-made templates. I would recommend that if you're looking at stuff on a regular basis, definitely check out their dashboards just to save you some time and speed. And again, this is stuff that you can do on the app as well as the desktop version too. I really hope you find it useful, and if you haven't yet checked out your Google Analytics for whatever reason, do go over and have a look. It's not that scary. The numbers aren't that scary when you understand what they're telling you. And as we always say, what's measured is managed. So you can start to make tweaks and adjust. And we always say tweak and adjust to see what's working best with your audience. If you're not checking out your stats on a regular basis, you'll never know what's going right and what's going wrong for your business in terms of the website and your web design. You need to be seeing what's resonating. You need to see what content works. You need to see what that behavior flow is, and also making sure who your audience is and making sure they're the people that you want to be converting as customers for your business. Thank you so much for listening today. I do hope you've found it useful. Don't forget that the Digital Circus, our online membership, is starting really, really soon, and it's all about digital skills and improving your own digital visibility for your business. So do be sure to check out the link below and register your details in case you're interested in that. And we will see you next time for another how-to video all about digital visibility. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye.